Why don't you save your money when you have a little bit of extra? So you don't have to keep asking like this.
Great point, TikTok beggar.
Why don't you just go punch a bunch of babies in the face?
Parental rights are not a thing. People who champion for parental rights are the same kind of people who barge into their children's rooms if the door is locked because it is their house, they pay for the door, they pay for the room.
You can be a lesbian and want to the shit out of fictional men. Oh my goodness, guys, what the are we doing?
I love how
she really thought she ate that.
Keep politics out of fishing, guys. Please, I'm so tired of this.
This is like peak virtue signaling male behavior. I forgot what it's called.
Oh,
where they
yeah.
like
White savior, male savior.
Yeah.
He's just trying to get put.
Yeah.
We all
That's
know.
what everything is sex.
Men.
Yeah.
They only want one thing.
Hey guys, welcome back to Normal Gays, where we take on insanity. I'm Brad Polumbo here with Clarkson, Lawson.
What's up, guys? Make sure you join us. Remember, before we get started on these TikTok reactions, because we have made like 3 exclusive videos for you guys this week. So we're doing a lot.
And it's the perfect time to quit his OnlyFans subscription and become a channel member instead.
Yeah. Well, I'm shutting it down anyway, so.
Inshallah. Anyway, we're going to react to TikToks. I pulled some of Clarkson's favorites, and that's going to be the video. So let's, without further
crash
ado.
out, probably.
Probably.
I don't know. I don't have a lot of energy today, so we'll see.
First one is Leanna.
Oh, I'm going to crash out. I can feel it.
I can feel it coming
in the chin hair tonight. Oh, Lord.
Actually, to be honest, I have the Leanna one last, but I'm going to do it first just because.
Okay.
So I had it last in my notes, but I'm going to pull it up first just because I think
yeah,
it's
we got to
funny.
keep the new viewers engaged from the beginning.
All right, wait. There's
This-
back. Okay, I don't even know what this video is. It only has 15 likes. Wait.
She needs me to make a video about her again.
Hey, can you help us out with anything this week? I sent our last $40 to a homeless family so they can get inside out of the rain. That was really nice of you. Yeah, it just made sense because there's kids and nobody should have to be out in the rain if they don't need to, and we have our needs covered for the next few days. I just need to make sure we have our needs covered after that, you know? So why don't you save your money when you have a little bit of extra? So you don't have to keep asking like this.
Great point, TikTok beggar.
Over and over again. Why don't you just go punch a bunch of babies in the face instead of being indirectly insidious about their lives? It's a weird, confusing energy where you're like, you should prioritize your own comfort over the little lives of babies.
What?
But you're trying to make yourself seem like a good person. Don't make it make sense.
I love how she always eats herself up when she debates herself.
Alternative character, what is it? Like her alter ego that is
It's
debating
like smart.
her.
It
is
like makes sense.
They, like gets it. Like I don't even need to make commentary because
Like you
she
shouldn't be
says
giving
it.
your money to a homeless person when you yourself are begging for money for survival every week on TikTok.
But also like it's not your money. So like you're giving that person's money to the homeless person.
Where did you get that money?
Exactly. So like you're
A
banking
job?
on
Doubt.
someone else's money to give to this homeless person. You're not in a position to give to anyone because you don't have anything to give, Leanna, besides chin hair.
Oh.
Does she still have her chin hair? I couldn't see.
It was covered by the mask.
By the mask. It's probably,
Of course,
whenever I
classic.
see whenever I see her in the mask, I think about like whenever I wouldn't shave because like I don't grow a beard, but like I grow a little bit, and you like wear a mask and your hairs get stuck in the mask.
Ew.
Do you know that feeling?
No.
So whenever I see her wearing a mask, I think about I'm like, damn, that chin hair is probably stuck, and it hurts when you take off the mask. Anyways,
She really fell off, man. That video has 15 likes.
she fell off ever since my video stopped going viral. So I guess
But
it's
again,
it's
I come back to the
overdue.
idea. This girl sits on TikTok every week and begs for $300.
Well, see, this is why when people ask, like, do you donate to charity? It's like, yes, I do. I made a video about Leanna, and then she got a bunch of views on her page.
But they were hate views.
But still, it's views. So, like, that I did charity for the homeless. But she's not homeless. She's allegedly just a stoner, right? I don't know. That's what I've heard through the Reddit forums. And we all know that Reddit is 100%
But
correct.
we know that she's a fake. And she's not really that hard up because we messaged her and offered her like $150 or $300.
I love how, you know how like in corporate America, like if you don't ask for it, you won't get it.
Yeah.
Right. And you just like, if an employee works really hard and like they aren't the type to ask for money, they're not going to make as much. This is a prime example of that because like Blossom we're like, we'll offer her $1,000 at the start, maybe like, and then we're contemplating $2,500. We see a homeless, and we're like, we'll pay you $150.
No. To be fair,
but she's not homeless, you guys. I don't want to say homeless because it's going to make you
no. She
empathize
just
with
lives.
her.
She lives with a family or something for free.
And then she just asks for money all the time. For those of you guys who don't
we
know who
didn't
she
really
is.
provide any context.
We provide no context to this creator. She is a TikTok beggar who routinely just gets on and asks people for money and fakes disability. So she says that her allergies are a disability and that's why she can't work. So like we may seem really mean at the start of this video, but I promise you it's all
what if
justified.
There's a new person here and they just discover
like,
us
oh
and
my
they're
God.
like, wow, these gays are
Yeah, no, she is like basically a liar. So whatever.
Well, and again, it wasn't 150. I know it was 300 because her weekly goal
still less than 2,500.
But her weekly goal is $300 to crowdfund. And I DM'd her and I said,
yeah,
we will give you $300 to come on our podcast and answer questions. And she blocked me.
We could pay her for a month.
I'd pay her $1,200, but she'll just block me because she doesn't actually. If you were hard up on cash and somebody said 30 minutes on Zoom for $300, you would take it. But she's a fraud.
But then again, if you think allergies are a disability, I'm sure an hour with us interrogating you about your belief system would be considered some level of abuse for her.
I'm sure. Oh my God, it would be hilarious if we got one of these people doing.
She would
interview,
get a new disability after
and
our
then they
episode.
like claimed
she would get PTSD and then claim that that's her disability.
They claimed to be like abused by us from like a conversation or something.
And we're not even mean to people to their face.
No. We're nice.
Just behind their back.
All right, next video. Who's going to win Love Island USA this season? Well, honestly, I have no idea because I'm not really watching the show. I'm just tracking the absurd drama and cancellation attempts on Twitter from all these unhinged fans. What do you mean Gabriel follows Donald Trump? That's so offensive. Yeah, get a grip, babes. But anyway, if you do know or you have a theory about who might win, you might be interested in the odds from our channel partners at Kalshi about who the Love Island USA winning couple will be. So people think there's a 36% chance it will be Anya and KC, a 14% chance it will be Kata and Zach, and a 13% chance it will be Kenzie and Caleb. If you are keeping up with all the drama on Love Island, you can go ahead and also keep up with it on Kalshi, the first CFTC-regulated exchange dedicated to trading on the outcome of future events, and you can use code BREADP to get $20 free when you trade $20 today. Now back to the show.
Parental rights are not a thing. People who champion for parental rights are the same kind of people who barge into their children's rooms if the door is locked because it is their house, they pay for the door, they pay for the room. These people do not care about children. They don't care about being able to care for their children. They simply care about having dominion over what they view as property. They don't view children as people.
Wait, so the trans activists on TikTok, it's like, you know what will help our reputation? Go straight to camera and say parents don't have rights to
raise their children the way they see fit. And also use an example of barging into a locked room.
It doesn't even make sense.
If the door is locked and I have a rule that it shouldn't be locked, I'm barging in.
I would respect my child's privacy within reason, but at the end of the day, they're not full people in that they're not mentally competent to make their own full decisions.
Do you think babies are entirely competent enough?
This logic is like a little creepy.
Yeah, because it starts down, and I don't make slippery slope arguments often, but if you think children are people with fully consensual capabilities,
self-report.
And I'm not saying that this has anything to do with her and that she actually thinks that, but I don't think this is the time as a trans person where people are casting that onto you guys like all the time, might not be the time to say this.
It's also funny because it's like they are saying, oh, we don't believe in parental rights, but then the second it comes to, and nobody, to be honest, nobody is an unlimited believer in parental rights.
No.
We all believe there are some limits on it, but they are the first ones to scream parental rights when it comes to parents should have the right to give their 11-year-old puberty blockers.
Correct.
Which I don't think is...
So it doesn't actually hold up in the opposing argument. Like they never mention how a parental right... Yeah. Anyways, I'll just repeat your point.
Yeah, it's like total convenience.
Yeah.
Total convenience.
Yikes.
Next video.
You can be a lesbian and want to the shit out of fictional men. Oh my goodness, guys, what the are we doing? The pixels do not negate your real life attraction towards women. Next thing you know, you're gonna start talking about, okay, dildo ownership is a sign that you're heterosexual. There is no risk of an actual reciprocal relationship taking place because guess what? Piero is not real. This desire for girls is, though, I hope everyone understands. Homogenization is a tactic that conservatives use. Gay people are not a monolith, and our intimate fantasies are simply just psychological antidotes to the unconscious dangers that are residing within our minds. If you have no idea what the I'm talking about, then your opinion is like low-key invalid. The real enemy of the LGBTQ is not Wallawa, who are obsessed with playing visual novels. Be serious. It's liberals and the global elite. Chill.
I love how
She really thought she ate that.
she said liberals are the threat to the LGBTQ. What?
It's so
Because
funny.
they're so far left, they think
The
liberals
left
are like...
is like they always attack liberals. It's like there is so much opportunity on the right, but they only have proximity to liberals, so then they attack them.
But liberals, it's like you could criticize a lot of things about liberals in an American political context, but you can't really say they're not pro-LGBTQ. They're pretty solid on that.
Also,
actually.
wait, we missed we went to the
yeah, you're right. We got
we
so
gotta
distracted.
go back. What was the claim?
The claim was that
fantasizing about a man
doesn't make you not lesbian.
Baby, you're bisexual, and I know you don't want to admit it, but you're bisexual.
Well, probably pansexual or something. It would be what they would say.
I didn't realize we were believers in that.
We're not, but I'm saying look at her. Look at her.
Yeah.
Like,
well, yeah.
Come on.
You're bisexual, and that's okay.
Wait, but it's like, I'm sorry. The idea is you can still fantasize about fictional men and be a lesbian. That's, I mean, are you attracted to men or not?
She said gay people are not a monolith.
But they have
in
to
our
be
sexual
gay.
attraction, we are. That's the kind of defining
like a little bi, and that's fine. You can
but
be
then
mostly
you're not gay.
Yeah, then you're not exclusively homosexual. That's
correct.
Fine. That's
but
allowed.
When you're referring to,
but don't tell us that it's lesbian for you to be a woman fantasizing about men. That's just words have to have meaning.
I think she had a dream, and she's always identified as a lesbian, and then she fantasized about a man, and now she's spiraling. Because she doesn't want to be bisexual.
By this logic, you're not gay, though, because you're dreaming about Bonnie Blue.
I guess not. Sorry, guys. I got to leave the channel.
Bisexual representation.
Normal bis.
Yeah, ugh. So why are we just saying bi people are disgusting? What?
Well, no, it's not that. That just sounded weird.
All right.
Normal
well, now we're going to
bis.
learn about how fishing is political.
Keep politics out of fishing, guys. Please, I'm so tired of this shit. Just think for a second. If you were not a straight-appearing white man, would it be as easy to access the spaces that you occupy? Could you go fishing carefree in every environment around every type of person and feel comfort? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that the privilege that we have as white men in this space specifically, in the outdoor community, needs to be addressed.
The outdoor community?
Noticed, at least, before we start thinking about, oh, dude, you got to keep politics out of fishing, man. Why is everything so political? The government is trying to sell the habitat in which you fish currently.
And
so that in itself is political. But even furthermore, there are just so many people that feel so ostracized and really don't even ever have the opportunity to take an interest in the outdoor community because the people that currently run it are a bunch of straight white dudes who are f***ing horrible to everyone that doesn't look or act like them. So it's just a little food for thought. I'm no hero by bringing this up, but I just see the comment quite often, and I think it's stupid. So go catch him up.
He really thought he ate
This is like peak, what's it called? Like virtue signaling male behavior. I forgot what it's called.
Oh,
where they
yeah.
like
White savior, male savior.
Yeah, it's like where they're doing it to like get
make
pussy.
the woke girls like him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's so... like it's...
I also like, I hate when people use the term political and then apply some like sociological philosophy to it and assume it means the same thing. Like, oh, this is because they're talking about basically critical theory, right? Or intersectionality.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's not
politics.
That's not politics.
It
like,
is political, sort of.
It's political, yeah, but it's like, it's very loosely political. And
by
also,
that logic, literally
that
everything
theory is not even 100%
really correct.
True. So there's just so many loose connections being made that there's actually no
but
point
I love
at all.
this idea that like if a black person goes to a lake, they're gonna have some issue accessing
the
it
only
to fish.
time I don't understand.
But I'm just missing something. He's literally saying like you don't have access to these public lakes, or you can't just go fishing if you're not a straight white male. It's like, is anything stopping you? Is
Also,
anyone
like,
gonna stop you? What?
If you can't go, what? I mean, that
And then part of his evidence was that like the government's trying to sell off these lands right now. And it's like, and that's actually proof against your point, because then if they're sold off, no one will be able to
have
use
access.
It's not going to be white or straight.
So
or not.
I
It's
can
like,
understand, but then again, it's like fishing is political, like the act of fishing, or is there just politics associated with where you're fishing?
but this is just a meaningless point because
it just doesn't make any sense.
You could apply some layer of political analysis to literally anything.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that it is inherently political. Oh, your dance studio? Well, that's in a zip code regulated by a municipality building code. So it's political. It's like, you see how you could literally just, by that logic, everything is, and then
basically
nothing.
All they're saying is politics is important, which we agree.
But
cool.
Do they really think this is like, because this had like 50,000 likes, and it's all these woke people being like, yes, finally a white man that gets it. It's like, you understand that this is cancer. This like a rhetoric approach of like nagging the out of people over the things they like and making them annoying is cancer to people. They don't like it.
Yeah.
But he gets TikTok likes, I guess.
White women just hate that men post the fishing pictures in their bios on their dating profile. So that's what this all comes from.
Oh, so he's trying to move because he likes to fish. So he doesn't want that negative stigma. So he's trying to be a savior.
He's just trying to get put.
Yeah.
We all know.
That's what everything is sex.
Men.
Yeah.
They only want one thing.
Mm-hmm. So now we're going to learn how Pride is actually a super spreader event and eugenics from a masked individual. And I know this because Taylor Lorenz liked this video, so it popped up on my timeline. Queen, love you. All right, let's watch.
There's no pride in eugenics. Super spreader pride events have been so problematic. Queer joy under disabled death is eugenics. Queer joy with disabled exclusion is ableist. We need to think about centering multiply disabled folks in all access and planning. So a year ago, I reached out to a couple pride organizers discussing the importance of N95 masks, of airway mitigations, about how to have accessible, inclusive events specifically for multiply disabled folks, making sure that we had safe environments. I had a few back and forth, and then they ghosted me. They left me on read. It's been an entire year later, and I'm still waiting to hear back from them. These are people who I know, and I did bring up that some of their kids have been ableist towards my multiply disabled child. Queer folks, we need to unlearn ableism now.
No.
Like, you can't.
The answer is no.
You can't expect everyone. Why are you wearing a mask in your video alone that you're filming, by the way? Like, that's performative.
This is why when you add a bunch of letters onto the alphabet, like these people think they can dictate gay events. You think at a gay event, the most superficial community of people who only care about looks, I mean, look at this podcast, and you think we're going to cover our faces at a pride event? No, that's not going to happen.
She's kind of right that it is a super spreader event, just not in the way she meant.
It is a super spreader event. I will give her that.
But it's like, wait, you think that all these pride events should just force people to wear masks?
Well, they think all humans
everything?
should be wearing masks all the time.
But none of them, the annoying thing is none of them thought that before COVID.
Yeah.
This personality archetype only emerged after COVID.
Correct.
And also, I'm sorry, I'm going to call a little doubt on that you're multiply disabled and you have a multiply disabled child. That's possible, but it's like, it's giving Munchausen's at some point. It's like, the
chances of that are fairly
it's either that or like some of the disabilities.
Maybe it was genetic.
Allergies.
Yeah, probably. It's always allergies.
But no, I'm sorry. Like, at some point, your health is your responsibility, and you can't call it eugenics that the whole world doesn't constantly accommodate you. I mean, should people all just stay home so no disease ever spreads?
Yeah, or
no one
else
ever leaves.
Eugenics. Or else you're killing someone if you leave your house, apparently. Wow.
It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, is that bad?
No, it's okay.
Okay. Next video, last one. All right. This is a list of words to help decolonize your summer.
Here's a list of words to help you decolonize your summer. And like with anything, our vocabulary evolves. It isn't about being woke. It's about elevating your vernacular to fit the times and the paradigm that we're in. So welcome. First, stop saying picnic. Picnic originated from pick a N-word. The word picnic originated in the 1700s, but gained popularity once people enjoyed lynching Black people and spreading a nice charcuterie board along the trees as people were being lynched. Instead of using the word picnic, why don't you use barbecue, outing? You can use outdoor excursion, gathering, rendezvous, what have you. Make it up. Just know that every time you use that word, you are perpetuating the history of lynching.
Perpetuating the history of lynching.
Every time you say the word picnic.
Because yes, it's perpetuating the history of lynching, considering you have to get on TikTok and explain to people the history.
But that's also... sorry.
It's obviously
yes or
not
no? True. Do you think that is correct?
Absolutely not. This is like...
It derives from a French word from the 1600s. Picnic does.
Oh,
it
you
does
did.
Not,
you did.
I googled
Google
it. It does not have anything to do with the N word. That is completely mythology.
There was another one that went viral a few years ago. Good morning.
Yeah, not real.
Yeah,
these people they just
no,
make
you just
up
didn't know
shit.
the difference between morning and morning.
What's interesting though is that even if it was right, even if this was the etymology of this word, you still have to actually explain how its current usage has anything to do with that. I don't accept that would be the case.
Again, intent and what people understand the word to be are the only thing that matters.
Yeah.
Its origins are not problematic if the word's not being used in that same context.
I completely agree.
So, no. Let's have a picnic.
All right. Should we listen to the rest?
Oh God, there's more.
I think there's many more.
Did she just make this up off her dome?
No, it's probably one of those things that just spreads on social media that people just repeat and isn't real.
Yeah.
You know, like the good morning thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oftentimes, folk art is ethnic, ambiguous art. And fine art is European, oftentimes generated by Caucasians.
What was the bad word, fine art?
Just keep that in mind when you are observing a beautiful piece of artwork, that there is no such thing as folk art. All art is fine art. Final thing, dark and light. In referring to a melanated woman such as myself, I do not accept being called dark. I am melanated. I am richly hued. I am dripping with melanation. That is how you should refer to those with melanation. Do not use dark and light, fair and dark. Is in reference to, obviously, Caucasian skin and automatically presumed good. And dark is presumed bad. You see this in a lot of Disney movies. The villain is often of more melanated hue. Time to move away from this colorism blind spot of referring to Black people as dark and as light. This has a connotation of good and bad. We are melanated. We are hued, richly pigmented people. Dark. There is no such thing as dark humor. There is humor that is more opaque and humor that is more transparent, has levity.
So she doesn't want us to use the word dark at all.
This is just an exercise of evolving and maturing your vocabulary. We oftentimes think that just because we grew up saying a word or doing a certain thing, habituating ourselves to certain language, that it is okay. But once we begin to pull the thread of the history, the etymology of the word, we understand that that word does not resonate with who we're becoming. Who are you becoming? Someone who is knowledgeable, someone who is present to what is happening today and locked into the paradigm, or someone who is still operating from your 8th grade brain?
Operating from I love how she's put herself on this like maturity pedestal.
Lecturing us about etymology when she's making shit up.
You're offended over the word dark. And you're telling us that we need to mature. Also, what did she say in there about how dark is usually represented as bad? Yeah, that's because nighttime, long time ago, was more dangerous for humans during daytime. So we have evolved to think that to associate nighttime with bad things. That's why dark is considered dark and light is considered light. So maybe you should educate yourself, Miss Ma'am.
She just needs... I do love the iconic thing of like, taking a neutral description of you and declaring it problematic, and then just giving the alternatives are all compliments. It's like, I'm not dark skinned. I'm richly imbued.
I'm not dark-skinned. I'm beautiful.
sun-kissed.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, queen.
I mean, I get it. Like, I totally understand that. I just don't know if it was a bit, I would like it.
Yeah, but it's not a bit. Anyway, guys, let us know what you think. You can send us TikToks to react to as well. Maybe we'll do this again. But do become a channel member. We're about to film this. We're gonna react to insane Grindr messages, and that'll be fun for the members. Plus, we put out this past week a therapy reality check where we give real advice instead of a woke therapist's stupid advice. And we took your voicemail. So all that just for members. Become one now if you can. And we'll be back with more real soon.